question's going to be, is it better than the Max?
No.
I could follow it better.
Yeah.
I think the Max is way more fun.
This was pretty fun. I don't know. Like,
but it does have
he kicks a lot of children. Okay. Welcome back to Big Geeky Couch. I'm Kit Jaspering. That's Keith. That's Dave. That's Chad. You already knew that. You've been here, I hope. Today we're reviewing the best comic in the universe by Maddox and Leia Tisciani. It's from 2006. It's about Maddox the pirate and his adventures at a school, and he becomes a substitute teacher, and he kicks lots of stuff and says things that he probably wished he hadn't written. Let's get into the review.
Alright, so...
This comic came out in 2006. You can tell.
So would it be safe to say that this is a rare comic? Like, there's not a lot of these around?
I believe there were only ever 6,000 copies made, actually.
Which
He
is
published
good.
it himself. I had to go on eBay to find this. Although it wasn't too expensive, the shipping was really expensive, though.
How much was it? Like,
The shipping was $7.
But in Canada...
Oh yeah, there's a funny joke there. $900 in Canada, so well pricey if you're Canadian. I don't know if you might not. It's a little thin for
Is he Canadian?
$900. No, he's from Utah or something.
he's incredibly American then, where he probably has like 8 wives. Anyway.
No, well,
It's just a
chat. I don't want to get.
Welcome to so everybody, welcome to Big Geeky Couch. I'm Chad.
We already said that. We did the intro.
So
You're an
anyway,
idiot.
so guys, what did we think about the best comic in the universe?
I'm gonna do 2 parts to this. I'm gonna start objective, just talk about the comic.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
The art, okay. the art by Leia Tisciani, I really liked. She's a great artist.
Yes.
She drew very funny things in a very funny way, such as people getting their heads sliced in half and thrown onto piles of children. A lot of just super violence and
Frankly, I
There's
was...
Pirate
awesome
bulges.
visual of
Yes.
a guy getting punched
well,
through his head.
yeah, that's
and
pretty
then
cool.
grabbing the guy behind him
Yeah, that's right
through
here.
his head.
so
That's just some crazy shit.
I really do enjoy the artwork and the over just, I guess, over...
I mean, it's not really about much of anything.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of silly man gags.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's a joke about being manly. Here's a joke about lumberjacks and pirates and punching
it's
kids and
incredibly
eating beef.
boring at that point.
Can
it's
I-
fun. What, go on.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Can I say it? This is basically the pirate of Deadpool. Like, this is what people think Deadpool
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Basically.
No, I do agree with you on that. I just think it's boring. Like,
Well, it's not supposed to have like an ongoing plot. It's
Right.
not like tune in
but
next
that's
time.
exactly what makes it boring. It's great that there's so many jokes in this book. They're funny. Don't get me wrong. I was laughing, but at the same time, though, I was just like, that. Okay, the only point of this book is that it's funny. Like, it's not like there's any actual plot. It's like there's not actually any story. I was just expecting it being more. When it first started out, and it was like, he walks into the classroom and he starts beating up people, I'm just like, yes, I'm into this. And then it just starts going on to this weird, like, different jokes about whatever the fuck it was talking about. I just really lost interest after a while. It only took me like 10 minutes to read this book.
Yeah, it's a little
bored.
one issue.
Yeah.
I enjoy all the violence against
Yes.
children.
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy the violence. I really do enjoy the artwork of it and the visual setup of it. But after a while, though, your only narrative is the fact that you are a manly person. I'm just like, okay, well, congratulations. So is fucking Chuck Norris, but he at least has a story to
I
himself.
do also want to point out that he's a manly person, but has no chest hair whatsoever. Like,
Yeah,
True.
which is
Yeah.
interesting because he says that you need to have chest hair to read this book, and that he's drawn without it.
Whoa.
So what did you think of it?
that's a huge problem.
Well, I don't really care about like continuity and plot. I don't need like, oh, I need to tune in next week. Like, I think that's what ruined Rick and Morty, was trying to have a plot. My favorite episode was the one where it was just them watching dumb television shows. When it tries to be like, oh, these characters are actually deep, I'm like, dumb. Same with Adventure Time. It was like, oh, actually, there's this backstory. No, don't care. Like,
Right.
I don't like it when people try to make something that's dumb and funny smart. So I genuinely thought it was funny. But it's a bit of a 2006 relic. So there's a bit of baggage that comes with this comic
Is this where
that wasn't there 10 years ago.
Yeah, so I think Bonettis kind of has a little thing he wanted to do where it's like, oh, here's the art. Now can you separate the art from the artist?
Because I think that's always an interesting question to ask.
And this is a topical
Yeah.
that. So, are you guys ready to get sued?
Yes, for hurt feelings,
Ready to get
absolutely.
Yeah, for a guy who's suing other comedians for $20 million, there's
do
like
it.
for like lots of money. There's like this funny note in here that says, "Please don't sue us. We don't have any money."
Which is
First
weird.
printing.
The thing is this though, is that when it comes to separating the creator, I'm sorry, but you can't just start saying like, oh, this person attacked me, and then write an entire book about just attacking others anyway.
Well, like
I
if
feel
you
like
make
I find that weird.
if you make a video where you call out someone as like a rape apologist and say they keep a rape list, like maybe don't have a comic where you list your occupation as, oh, what does that say? Looting and rape, mostly rape. Huh.
So, are you saying...
Now,
just
keep in mind, we're gonna say one thing real quick. This book itself, we're kind of going raw in this.
Yeah,
I could
sure.
say. Like, we are legitimately looking at this book in a way of, what the fuck?
Now, for people that don't understand the context, because I didn't know any of this like a couple weeks ago, basically, Maddox is an internet famous man, and he used to be funny.
Yeah.
But what is happening now is he has decided that people making fun of him on the internet should be sued, and so he's suing comedians
That make fun of him. For lots of money.
And so there's currently a large number of people having their lives ruined by Maddox, and one of his justifications is that they made jokes relating to rape, and as we've seen, his career was built on jokes relating
Which is
to
weird,
rape.
because this book itself is, I think, the second worst thing that I've ever read, because it's just really boring and awful.
I think it's fun.
But I think it is incredibly harmless in the sense of it being funny. Like, when you read it, you're just kind of like, oh, I read this. Is this good? Not really, but I had a good time.
But it's like they punch a woman, and he's like, "Did you just punch a woman?"
Yeah,
And then
awesome!
they're like, "Sweet!"
High five!
And they high five.
I
and
was
it's
gonna
like,
try to high five you, and you high fived yourself. You jack. Never mind.
Yeah, you can't
missed
high
it.
five.
And that's, to me, that's a funny joke, because I'm like, yeah, just own that. It's funny because it's like, that's not a good thing, actually. That's the
Right.
joke. But then when you're telling other people, like, oh, that's sexist, like, when you do it, but when I do it in my comic book, that's okay.
Right.
And a lot of Maddox's stuff has come under fire. Like, he had to disavow his previous book, The Alphabet of Manliness, because of chapters like that. But this little nugget, this little gem, which only had a few copies made, no one seemed to have gotten into this one, so I thought it'd be fun.
This is the book where he describes his own career history as primarily being a rapist.
Yeah.
Now, we're not.
What's that?
trying
Are
to-
those possible racist caricatures of native peoples? Uh-oh.
The thing is that we're not trying to directly we're not calling Maddox a rapist at all. We're not actually
We're
trying
calling
to
him a hypocrite.
I mean, he's never raped me.
But at the same time, though, with this
What
book,
about you?
Oh no.
Okay.
No one here has been raped by Maddox.
No
No.
one has been raped by Maddox.
but this book
Please don't sue
itself
us for $20
just
million.
shows that you can write comedy and still be like, you could be offensive and still make it within good taste of what you're doing. You know, like I think we do have in our society, we have become way too sensitive when it comes to these types of jokes. I love the fact that it was, oh man, your mom makes you take out the trash. You know what you should do?
What is Dave? What is Dave
I think Dave just fell asleep.
I'm sorry, were we getting preachy? I'm
I'm sorry, I'm just saying. I just think that it's funny that I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. Thanks, Dave. Thanks. You just fell asleep.
Mind
I'm
change.
just here to sabotage you.
No, I can tell. I just think that at the same, like, I love the fact of where he goes, your mom took you out the trash, made you take out the trash, she made you do your homework, you should just run away. Like, the fact that
good.
he's
He's
giving
giving
everybody
bad advice to
just
children.
bad advice, I was just like, yes. If it would have been that entire thing about it, I would have been on board. But once it got into, like, the weird, where did you get that scarf laser beam bullshit, I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm sorry.
The thing that's depressing about this is this type of, like, just totally freewheeling humor, whether you like it or whether you don't like it, it's, like, violent and crude and, like, it's just, the thing that makes me sad is that type of totally unfiltered humor, it's like, people don't do that anymore because they can't. It's like there was more artistic freedom like a decade
Right,
ago.
like
And
the
that's-
Max.
Yeah, and it's like maybe it's almost like could Maddox have put something out like this today if he wanted to?
Sure,
No,
why the fuck
I-
not?
I don't-
Yeah,
but
you get in trouble.
He would get
Yeah.
crucified because I mean, look at his co-host did some edgy humor like that, and that's what Maddox used as a justification to take him
weird.
down.
what did you
Oh.
think about this book?
So
Oh yeah.
Didn't I say that already?
What do you think more of the book?
This book. This
That-
is
Is it your favorite comic?
oh hell no! It's like a cluster of a lot of.
Also, there's some weird printing issues where like the binding,
It like cuts
like,
off.
the binding's
Well,
off
I
on the
thought
side.
that was
and-
just because of the staples.
Well, no, look at that though.
No, I know of that, but I just thought this was because of the staples.
Well, they're not stapled well.
Well, no, because
It's not
it's
good.
old.
It's not good saddle.
I'm sorry, you look at an old person, tell me they're not glued together
have
properly.
a question.
I'm sorry.
are we really critiquing
More
his binding?
kind of like a problem. Why didn't this pirate get a boat? I never saw his boat in this whole thing.
This boat's right on the
True.
cover.
Yeah, he's both
I
right
want
there.
it in the context of the story.
Wait, no, it's later when he's in the. There's his boat, and then they
Oh.
capture the dolphins.
Oh yeah,
have
see,
them
they got the
flogged.
boat.
See, I can't.
No, that's the scene where they're finding lumberjack poop.
That is
Yeah,
fun.
look, lumberjack poop. I love that.
That's how they know there's
That seems
lumberjacks in
great.
the area.
Like, yeah, there's just a like
I
it's a
just-
lot of shock jock style, like scatological humor, over the top violence. It's very silly, and yeah, it's something that
It's
most
boring.
people couldn't get away with today, and Maddox himself couldn't get away with,
No.
which is weird. And it's like he would have to get out his big disavow stamp.
I don't know. I just found it really boring.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Like I just found it boring. I thought it was funny.
Well, it is
at the
kind
same
of
time,
like
I
that's
just-
the other thing is a lot of Maddox's humor, especially from 2006, is kind of he was like the first online edgelord. He was doing this stuff before everybody else was. Now everybody does like, oh, my thing's crazy and I will do anything and whatever. And I guess that contradicts my other point. Because could have get away with this, but the total like using
Well, when you're an edgelord, you get attacked.
well now you
So,
do yeah
now you
there's
get
that.
attacked.
If you're in California, yeah.
Oh for sure.
Like you'll literally get attacked.
So, don't yeah Antifa come right out of the
People
sewers.
throwing drinks on you. It's crazy.
So, guys, that was the best comic in the universe.
You called it that.
You
No,
loved it.
That's the title.
Said it.
That's the title.
That's
I didn't say this was the
That's an
best
endorsement
comic
by
in-
Chad.
No.
If Maddox is watching this, I know you're pretty famous and you don't have to, but if you are, I would just like to make a personal appeal. Consider this your visitation from the ghost of Christmas past. There was
This
a time,
comic, yeah.
yeah, there was a time when you could just make fun of things without being afraid and nobody got hurt, and maybe just consider that maybe you're going down the wrong path. Maybe it's time to drop those lawsuits and have fun again and
Yeah.
just
Bring it back,
Please.
man.
yeah.
Bring back the edgy bullshit that we want. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, as much as I thought the comic was boring, I still
The jokes were funny.
the jokes were funny. There was no context at all. I still had a good laugh on it, but please bring more of this to light. Please.
We hate it, but we want
We hate
more.
it, but we want more. Like, we do. Like, I'm serious. Like, I hate it, but I want more. Like, I really do. Just bring it. If you did an entire series of just him giving bad advice to children as a pirate, as a substitute teacher, I'm in. Like, I'm just like, absolutely.
It's like
I'll bring
GTO.
that.
It's
yeah,
kind,
just
it's
please.
kind of like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, but it doesn't take itself as seriously.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, just have fun.
Have fun again.
That's what comics
Yeah.
are about.
Can we go back to fun?
Yeah.
Oh, the lights
And
are-
that was us as Big Geeky Couches.
No,
on, like-
I'm doing the
Okay,
I'm doing the
all right.
outro.
Yeah.
We doing the outro? This has been Big Geeky Couch. See you next Tuesday.